Sack Life Beat Depression is day 707, and we're back to give ourselves another dose of heaven with a somatic healing session to wipe out depression. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here now. Anyone who's tuning in later, as you guys know, it is a martial arts for mental health show. So the first thing I want to bring out on that show is we want to focus on mental health tools. Because without mental health, nothing else matters, right? If we don't take care of ourselves first, then we can't be any good to anybody else. So those mental health tools, the first one we want to tune into is gratitude. Today, I'm grateful to be alive, grateful for the fresh air, grateful it's not currently raining, and I'm grateful to be able to be here and to connect with you guys and girls in our social support system. I'm also grateful to Djseanfitz for being the first one in. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you here, and I appreciate you supporting the cause, showing up for yourself and showing up for others at the same time. Go ahead and think about, he said, love you, hearts. Appreciate that, brother. The love is real. Love everybody out here. Everybody interested in improving their environment and improving, the world around them and improving each other and improving themselves. It's a good group to be in, and it's a good way to help yourself move forward. Surround yourself by like-minded people where you can get that mutually beneficial support. So, gratitude going out to Djseanfitz and, of course, just to life in general for being here, for fresh air, and the chance to do something to move forward. That's my gratitude section today. Think about yours. Next mental health tool we're going to tap into is that progress tracking tool. Keeping track of the number of days that you show up for yourself will add into more self-validation, self-worth, and self-esteem, and self-confidence. All of those things for yourself. If you keep track of yourself and the number of days that you put in the work, get up and fight forward, especially if you're dealing with any kind of mental health issue. We know that depression is a life-threatening disease, and just the fact that you're here and you continue to go forward is something to be proud of, let alone getting up and putting in work to do something that builds you up both mentally and physically. You should be extra proud of that because it is no easy task. And keeping track of the number of days that show up for you will continue to add up into more and more proof that you are stronger than depression. So please do keep track of that number and make sure that you're setting yourself a reasonable goal each day to show up. Show up for yourself and give yourself a challenge. Now, that challenge is going to look different for everybody who takes part in this class. Some people, it's going to be very low intensity. Some people will be very high intensity. And it's going to change based on our day. We want to try to avoid expectations because that's one of the roots of suffering. So, it doesn't matter what we did yesterday. It doesn't matter what we're planning on doing tomorrow. What matters is how we're feeling now. Where's our level at now? Where's our stress level? Did we get enough sleep last night? Did we drink alcohol? Did we party hard? Any of those things, they're going to affect your performance and your output. Shout out to Spencer's mom and Brett. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. And talked about gratitude. Talked about the list tracking tool, progress tracking tool. Now we're talking about essentially training ourselves to enter a flow state, right? And a flow state can be achieved by giving ourselves a challenge that's not too hard, that pushes us into anxiety, and that's not too easy where it becomes boring. But it's right in the middle. And as our skill level increases, we can increase that challenge and continue to find that growth. That's how we can enter into flow zone, by giving ourselves an appropriate challenge. So remember, without that challenge, there is no growth. You can't grow in that comfort zone. So make sure you are dialing into your intensity level. Shout out to Smiling Shelly. It's good to see you, Shelly. And to Lisa the Luminary, thank you for being here. Brett just shared his progress out here, 52 days. Good stuff, brother. Almost 2 months of consistent, but almost 2 months total of progress and success out there. And remember, even if it's not consistent, even if it's not every day, that number never goes down if we miss a day. It's not like physical progress where we have to recover, where we lose muscle growth or things like that. We never lose proof of our resiliency when we start keeping track of the number of days that we fight back. That number never goes down. Even if you miss a day, it just means you only have the same amount of proof that you had yesterday. So, thank you for sharing that number. It can help inspire others to make changes in their life and show up and challenge themselves. And by sharing our experience, if you're finding any of the tools we use in here beneficial, please do share that experience with others. You could let them know in the testimonial section on SackLifeOfficial.com or on Sack Life Daily on YouTube. After the show, we repost all of these shows up to YouTube in high quality, and there people can see the comments even if they don't have Instagram. All they need is an internet connection. That being said, we talked about skill level and dialing in our intensity. So today I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be challenging myself to my level and taking into consideration that I didn't get enough sleep last night. I worked super hard all day through training, physical training, and also repairing that bike, pushing that bike across town to get it filled up. So I'm going to take those things into consideration and dial my intensity back. I want you guys to do the same thing. Match that intensity wherever you are at this given moment. So we're going to keep it semi-technical here. We'll have those fundamentals, jabs and crosses in there that you can drill at your pace, volume, and speed, putting your level of energy behind them. And amongst that, we're going to also talk about the clinch. And we're going to talk about 3 different strikes with the clinch and 3 different ways that clinch can be used. So Bob's going to be here today. He'll give us some help with that clinch illustration. But you don't need a Bob at home to practice these moves. You can do it just with that visualized figure, that visualized depression dummy. So I want you guys to square up in Muay Thai stance, guard nice and high by the brow line, close the fingers, tuck the thumbs. You can shift that weight forwards and backwards from the front foot to the back foot. And you already know, we've been practicing for a long time, you already know fundamentals, the jab, the cross, right? We broke down elbows and knees before. We're going to talk about the clinch today. We're going to talk about stepping in with that lead hand, getting behind the neck, reinforce with the opposite hand. And then we've got a knee strike we're going to use. Our knee strike, we're going to want to pull that head in close to our head so we're out of striking distance. We want to get our head next to our target. So, for example, with Bob, get that hand behind the neck, other hand behind the neck. We want to bring that head as close as we can so that they can't hit us. And for the knee strike, what we're going to do is slide that rear foot back, open up the space in the hip here. We're going to hinge through the hip and drive that knee up into the guts, right into that center mass, as we pull the head down towards our body. And step back, and again, and again, and again. Driving that knee down on a diagonal towards our shoulder, towards our head, and swinging that knee up into the guts of that depression dummy. So, shout out to Adil. Thanks for being here. I appreciate the support. So, in Muay Thai stance, we got the jab, the cross, right? We're nice and centered. Step in for the clinch, and if we're successful, we're going to be able to bring that head in close and drive the knee. Whoosh, boom, right up into the guts. So, to simulate that, just slip that hand in, brace with the other hand, bring that visualized head in close, and then hinge through the hip. Remember, slide that rear foot back, hinge through, and drive that knee straight forwards as you pull the head in. Torquing from the top half of the body and the bottom half of the body. Remember, we roll our shoulders normally in Muay Thai and we curl our hips. That acts like a clamp. So when we grab the top of the head, right, we've got our curled, clamped up body. We're opening up the hips there and then we're clamping. Driving that knee up. Keeping the toes pointed down makes that knee nice and sharp. Step in for the clinch, reinforce, drive that knee in, right there. Tuck the chin, boom, pull that head in close, step that back foot out, open up that space, and then drive that knee in for that clinch knee. Now that's one clinch strike we're talking about. When we successfully get the clinch, we're in close on the inside of the arms. What if we don't successfully get the clinch? We're just here, and we got a lot of space. We can't get a grip on the head. Well, from here we're gonna wind in with a nice elbow right up that center line, twisting through the hips. So we're going in for the clinch, right? I can't quite get it. Maybe Bob's arms, or depression dummy's arms are on the outside, pushing from the outside. My body, my arms are open on the inside. What we're gonna do here is gonna twist through the ball of the rear foot and swing this elbow straight up that center line. So we're gonna try and step into the clinch, right? It's not successful. We're gonna twist through, boom, twist through, and bring that elbow right up that center line. Straight up, blasting through the face of that enemy. So look, I'll show you here with Bob. Step in for the clinch, not quite getting there, twist through, boom, right up into the chin, bang. Twisting through, I'm just taking that lead, that trail hand, and reaching it towards the side of my head, almost like a comb back on the hair. We're right in here, stepping in for the clinch, boom. Second hand, can't quite get it, twist through, boom, and bring that elbow up, bang, right up the center line, right through that guard. If that guard's high, if the guard's round, we're in there, we want to drive up, boom, and twist through that body. Let the rotation in the body do the work, and the hands just kind of floating back to the head, just changing those angles, make that elbow nice and pointy, and do some damage up that center line. So that's our second clinch strike. We've got our first clinch, successful, brought the head in, knee comes up nice and sharp into the guts. Second clinch, not all the way there, twisting through, boom, to drive that elbow. And then our third clinch technique will be one on the outside of the arms. So say somehow our enemy got their arms up in the inside, so the inside of our body. Maybe they're going for the clinch too, and their arms are straight up the inside. Our arms are now on the outside of their arms. You can visualize that opponent with his hands on your chest, your arms on the outside, right? Can't quite get that clinch. What we're gonna do here is a reverse spinning elbow to the face that will break us out of this locked up position. We're gonna take the lead foot and step it across, narrowing out our stance, and then we're gonna pivot on both feet as we bring this elbow up. So we're gonna pivot on the ball of both feet here, right? And twist around, boom, 180 degrees. Rotating through and tossing that lead elbow. It's gonna land right in the face of our depression dummy. And on our way around, when we twist through, right, we're on the outside of that guard, we just stepped across, we're gonna drop this hand down and pull that other arm down, aiming for the elbow. We'll pull that arm down as we spin, boom, boom, dropping their guard and driving that elbow in. I'll show you here on Bob, that's gonna be our final technical strike. So I'm going for the clinch, boom. Can't quite get it. Rob's arms are now on the inside here. I'm going to step across the body and rotate, boom, all the way around 180 degrees, bang, and drive that elbow in by bringing the arm close to the chest. We'll slow it down, we'll break that down as we go through, but those are our three different clinch strikes we're going to be talking about as we mix them in with those fundamental jab and cross for another 3 rounds somatic healing session to wipe out depression. It's a mouthful. And at the same time, we'll have the fighting spirit of 80s coming through our sweet boombox, and hopefully you can hear me over the mowers in town. If not, you can still follow along visually. Find a way. We gotta find a way to make progress out here, no matter what. There's always a way forward. There we go. Daily beat coming out. And if you like these tunes, check them out on Spotify for free. Just search Sackman.com as the artist. There we go. Alright, let's do this thing. Make sure you got that water. Make sure you're breathing in the nose and out the mouth and visualizing that target for those strikes. Let's do it. Square up. Visualize that target. Roll those shoulders, curl those hips. Guard high by the brow line. Remember, go at your intensity level here. Starting the timer now. Drive those fists down the center line for 1, 2. Jab cross right down that center line. Keep that body weight moving forwards and backwards from the front foot to the back foot. A little bend in the knees helps keep the weight on the balls of the feet, and rotate through for the jab cross. Right down that center line. Guard high. Jab cross. Down the center line and back. Jab cross. Square up. Jab cross. Square up. Guard high. Chin tucked. Keep it curling. Keep it moving. Right down that center line. As we punch, we're twisting through the body, rotating the fist, and tucking that thumb under those top 2 fingers. Give it a nice squeeze on impact, and toss those fists right in the face of that depression. Now keep going. Visualize the chin, the nose. Make contact with the chin and the nose with those knuckles. Make sure to land on those large 2 knuckles. And you can change the volume here. You can throw 3. You can throw 4. Throw them at your pace, at your volume, at your level. That gives you a challenge. Keep that movement going. Work in some horizontal movement. To the side, to the side. Step in for the 1, 2. To to the other side, to the other side. 1, 2, and back, square up, and keep it moving, keep it active. Pow, pow. Hit that dummy in the face, let's go. Exhale hard, we're gonna start with that first clinch, step in, lead hand goes behind the neck, rear hand follows. We're gonna drive the head in towards our shoulder as we swing through that hip and drive the knee forward. Boom, shifting our body weight towards that front foot. Keep the clinch locked, and let's drive that knee in. Whoosh. Exhale through that knee strike and back to stance. Square up, hit them with the 1, 2. Square up, step in for the clinch. Lead hand, rear hand supports. Drive that head in as we swing the knee forward. Boom, and square up. Keep the chin tucked to keep your balance nice and tight. Keep your body squared and square up those hips and shoulders after each combo. Step in for the 1, 2. Square up, step in for the clinch. Boom, behind the neck. Reinforced, drive the head in as the knee swings up. Whoosh, boom, nice and sharp. Point that foot. Make that knee nice and sharp and drive it in to the guts of that depression dummy. Back to stance, square up, hit him with the 1, 2. Back to stance, step in for the clinch. Reinforce with the other hand, drive the knee. Whoosh, exhale hard as you shift your body weight towards that front foot. And pull those arms in as you swing that knee forward. Remember that clamp. Remember, use the top shoulders curled, bottom hips curled, and swing that knee up. Whoosh! Clamping style. Drive it into the guts. Oof, and that is the end of round 1. Catch your breath. Drink some water. We'll get into that second clinch in the next round, in the next session. Towels are loosening up out here. Shout out to That Stone Boxer. Thanks for being here, buddy. We're doing some Muay Thai clinch techniques. We just worked with the clinch knee, and now we're gonna slip into a elbow strike up that center line. Which you can use when you've been successful with the clinch, right? If you got that other hand behind, you can still use that elbow strike, or you can use it when you can't quite get that grip that you're looking for. You can't get all the way in. You can use that elbow strike to take those defenses down, and then maybe engage that full clinch that we're looking for. Woo! So working from Muay Thai stance, square up with that opponent. We got 4 seconds. Bring the guard high by the brow line, close the fingers, tuck the thumbs, tuck that chin, roll those shoulders, curl those hips, step in for the 1, 2. Down that center line, 1, 2. Now we're gonna step in for clinch. So lead hand's gonna go towards the back of the head, but we're visualizing resistance, right? We're visualizing Bob's arms or that depression dummy's arms on the outside of our body, and we can't quite get all the way in for that clinch. From here, we're gonna rotate through the hip and the ball of the rear foot, just like we're throwing across. The hip and the rear foot are gonna rotate forward. We're gonna turn on the ball of that rear foot. We're gonna turn that front shoulder as well. And as we rotate through, we're just gonna take that lead hand, right, that second hand, reach back towards the head like we're combing the hair back. So from here, we're trying to get that clinch. We've got resistance on our shoulders. We're gonna twist through, boom, twist through the hips and shoulders, and just bring that hand back, sending the elbow right up the center line into that depression dummy's face. Let's go. Step in for the 1, 2. Square up. Step in for the clinch. Boom, there's resistance. Go for the second hand. Can't quite get in. We're gonna rotate on that rear foot. Ooh, and try and land with just a point. Just spin the point right across that chin. Back to stance. Square up. Step in for the 1, 2. Square up. Step in for the clinch. There's resistance. Going for the second hand. Can't quite get it. Twist through. Boom. Twist through that body. Boom. And turn that elbow into the center line. Drive it right up through that depression dummy's jaw. Let's go. Hit him in the face. 1, 2. Square up with him. Step in for the clinch. Second hand, not all the way there. Twist and rotate that elbow. Bang. Up that center line. Remember, keep a little bit of bend in those knees. It'll give you room to spring and react. Step in for the 1, 2. Square up. Step in for the clinch. Not all the way there. Rotate through for an elbow. Right up that center line. Teach him a lesson. Let's go. Square up. Tuck the chin. Step in. 1, 2. Let's go. 1, 2. 3 shots here. Back to stance. 4 strikes. Square up, step in for the clinch. Rear hand reaches, doesn't quite make it, rotate for the elbow. Bam, right up the center line. Square up, back to stance, step in for the clinch. Lead hand, not all the way there, rear hand not there. Rotate through the ball of foot and drive that elbow up the center line. Just dropping that hand back. Boom. You can, if you've got a grip on that front hand, you can pull the head in a little bit with that as well. Simulate on by. 1, 2. Boom. Back to stand. Step in for the clinch. Bam. There. Rear clinch. Hand not making it. Rotate for the elbow. Boom. Pull that head in. If you get one hand, pull that head in. As you drive that elbow up. Boom. Trash him. Smash those lats. Out of his face. Back to stance. And that's the end of round 2. Catch your breath. Drink some water. Round 3, we're going to talk about that final clinch strike when we're on the outside of their arms. They can't get into the neck. We're going to use that reverse spinning elbow to drop their guard and come in. Boom, hit them when they least expect it. Wow, it's cooking out here. Make sure you're pushing to your level and being kind to your mind and body on your journey. If you did drink alcohol or party or you have a sickness you're dealing with, physical illness or anything like that, you gotta respect limitations and respect your current situation. Tune into the here and now. Give yourself an appropriate challenge for your current condition. We got 14 seconds and we're gonna talk about this final reverse spinning elbow. Visualizing arms on bob if you've got a bob. Visualizing a full on depression dummy if you do not have a bob. We're going to visualize that resistance, right? We're going to visualize that opponent putting their arms up, going in the center of our chest, going towards our neck. Maybe they're going in for the clinch. I'm going for the clinch as well, but we wind up on the outside of those arms. Shout out to Rojo Sharp and Mad with Hats. Appreciate you guys. Square up with that visualized target. We're stepping in for the clinch, right? Boom, but we wind up on the outside of those arms. Opponent's arms are on our chest. What are we going to do? We're going to drop their lead guard with this lead hand that's going to come down and pull right towards the elbow. Boom, pull towards that elbow as we rotate through into a reverse spinning elbow. So for that reverse spinning elbow, we're going to take our lead foot, step it across into a narrow stance in front of our trail foot, and from here we're going to rotate on the ball of both feet 180 degrees all the way around. Boom. And we're going to drive that elbow in to the face of that depression dummy. Rotate all the way back, square up, back in your square stance. Step in for the clinch. Boom. We're on the outside of that guard. We're going to step across with that front foot. Drop this arm, right? As we rotate 180 degrees, we're going to let that lead hand come in sharp, close to the chest so that elbow's nice and pointy. We're going to rotate. Boom, boom. Rotate around 180 degrees. Bang, driving that elbow in. Square back up. Back on track. Step in for the 1-2. Square up. Step in for the clinch. We wound up on the outside of the arms. What are we going to do? Step across. Spin through. Bam. Toss that elbow in. All the way back. And square up with that opponent. Hit him with the 1-2. Square up, 1-2. Square up, and now we're going to go for the clinch. We're going to visualize Bob's arms stopping me, right? I'm on the outside of that clinch where I want to be. We're going to step across into a narrow stance and pivot on the ball of both feet. Boom, there it is. Reverse spinning elbow strike, and reverse back. Back to stance, square up, hit him with the 1-2. Go in for the clinch. We're locked on the outside, step across, boom, reverse spinning elbow, rotate back, square up, back to stance, 1-2, go in for the clinch, boom, locked on the outside, step across that line, twist through, boom, for an elbow strike to the head, and back to stance, square up, use that visualized target, visualize that opponent, step in for the 1-2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep those knees bent, go in for the clinch. Boom, we're on the outside, we're going to step across and pivot on both feet. Rotating quickly back to stance, step in for 1-2. Square up, go for the clinch, locked on the outside, step across and pivot into that reverse spinning elbow. Back to stance. That is the end of round 3. I hope you guys found room to grow. I hope that you made it through all 3 rounds. That was 9 minutes of exercise that can change the rest of your life if you do keep track of it. You know that number will only continue to grow larger into more and more evidence of your strength and endurance out here. And if you missed the full show and you want to catch it, it'll be up on YouTube in about 20 minutes. Just pop on over to Sack Life Daily. You can get the whole thing there. Or tell your friends if they want to tune in anonymously, they can do so there. They don't have to follow the account or anything. But if they would like to help us support and create more free mental health care, please do ask them for a follow, because that's how we're going to get those businesses to support it, so we can keep it free to the people. And until next time, I'll catch you guys. Same Sack Life, same Sack channel, same Sack. Nope, I messed that up. Same Sack time, same Sack Life, same Sack channel. Sackman it.